G'day everyone, I'm Tim Thompson. Today marks a very special day. After 20 or 30 years of looking after other people's vineyards and making wine for other people, I'm finally breaking ground with the old grey Ferguson and actually putting in 5 rows of our own. Now this is going to be a small vineyard of Nebbiolo in the Yarra Valley, and we're going to try and produce some mighty fine wine over the coming years with the minimal amount of equipment that you require. This is shoestring winemaking, but not compromising on quality. I hope that you enjoy this video. It'll be the first of many, and if you do, please don't forget to hit that little red subscribe button down there. It really helps out the channel. We're really excited for the future of this vineyard, and I hope that you can hang around and see the progress over time. Now let's get into it. We've given each row 3 runs with the ripper, and I've got a mate from next door with some heavier equipment, and he's got a nice big Rotary hoe. He's going to come in and sort it out for me. We've also put a little bit of lime, as I mentioned before, on the ground. This rain, which we've just beaten with ripping, perfect timing. The ground's come up beautiful. This rain will help wash that little bit of top dressing of lime in. I've already limed this area in the past. This is just a bit of a touch-up. About every 3 years or so you need to get into it. There's a few things that will indicate that you need lime. I'll show you one of them just over here. When you get moss growing like that on the ground, she's pretty acidic, so it was high time to hit this ground with some lime. This is of course right underneath a gum tree. It's going to be acidic ground. I mean, gum trees are a big plant and they pump a lot of hydrogen into the ground as part of their cation exchange. But yeah, it pays to stay on track with your lime applications and not let it get this acidic. For those of you who might be wondering about the row spacing and things like that, I'm running 30-metre rows. I'm running 5 of them, and I'm going to be planting 100 vines into that. So if you do the maths, that's about 1.5 metres a vine. Normally in this country, we run a 1.6 vine spacing. I'm just tightening it up a little bit because the vines are on rootstock. I'm also running the rows at 2.5 metre width, so 2.5 metres between the rows, and that gives me plenty of room to get any machinery that I'd buy that's commonly available in this country. It is a common row spacing. Some people go down to 2.2. I've managed vineyards with a 2.2 metre row spacing, and I found that sometimes you accidentally snag shoots and things like that, particularly if you're not up to date with your wire lifting. So I've gone with 2.5. I find that it's a nice, tight, efficient row spacing, particularly if you're going to be using machinery. There is a bit of a trend at the moment to go with ultra tight, so like 1 metre by 1 metre plantings, but it, to be honest, just makes the management of the vines so much more difficult, and I think the jury's still out on whether or not there's actually an increase in quality with those row spacings. So once again, I've gone with 1.5 metre spacing between the vines and 2.5 metre spacing between the rows. I've added lime to increase my soil pH and just make those nutrients more available. And we're on beautiful red soil here in the Yarra Valley, so if anything, we're probably going to be an over-vigorous site. And that'll bring with it its own demands in canopy management, which, you know, once you get used to, are easy enough to manage. All right, guys, I hope you really enjoyed that. That was a really special moment for me. That's been 20 years in the making, and I'll be taking you along the journey as we try and make some beautiful Nebbiolo wine here in the Yarra Valley. Let us know what you think in the comments. Obviously, if you're interested, please do subscribe, and we'll see you around soon.